Hey, what's going on, Spinning in Vegas family? Okay, back with another video here, guys, and as you can tell from the title, I thought I would do another one of these Q&A videos. I had a whole lot of fun with the first one that I did, and as I go through the comments on a almost daily basis, I see a lot of the same questions, some of them not so much, but I decided to kind of compile all these together and do another Q&A video. I just want to say to every one of you out there that before I get into these questions and answers, if you ever want to ask me a question, just go ahead and post it on this video or any future videos, and maybe I'll pick it for a future Q&A video. I always find these are a lot of fun to do, and I don't mind answering most of these questions. Some of them are really personal, and I didn't pick every single one of these questions simply because some of them are very personal. Some of these were left on the video comments, some were sent to my email, some were sent to me as messages directly to my YouTube page. So I just kind of, like I said, picked some of the best ones and decided to go ahead and answer them. I'm going to let you know right now that I didn't articulate any responses. I want these answers to kind of be on the fly. I find you just get a better and more honest response that way. So here we go. Question number one. What's the single most important thing that upsets you with a slot machine? I'm gonna have to say, this is a tough one. Because what I might not like on one machine, I might not mind so much on another, if that makes sense. But I'm on the spot. On the spot. I'm gonna have to say that when a feature lands and it does nothing. There we go. That's actually a very good answer. Something that I really touch on quite often in my Journey to Las Vegas videos. So, an example, Aladdin, a game that I played on one of my Journey videos, where it was my wife playing the machine. And this feature happened, and it just started to show, like before the lines and the reels landed, the multiplier was just going up. Big multiplier came on the screen, 2x, 3x, 5x, 10x, 12x, 15x, 20x, 25x. It went all the way up to 25, and we were just completely surprised. We're like, wow, what's gonna happen? What's gonna happen? And then the reels landed and nothing lined up. That pisses me off. A feature that does nothing, as a slot company, why would you do that to your player? Because as a slot player, when something happens that's not part of the regular base game, I want to expect something in return. It doesn't have to be a crazy win on one of these features. A good example would be The Walking Dead 1, where when the reels grow up, you're guaranteed some sort of a line pay. Now, more often than not on The Walking Dead 1, you're not even going to get your bet back when the reels grow up. You'll get like $1, $2 on a max bet of $3. But you still know that when those reels grow, that you have a shot at something happening. You can get hand pays when the reels grow up in Walking Dead 1, So you have a shot at getting some amazing wins. Don't elevate a player and then land them on their head with disappointment by doing absolutely nothing. And some of these features are not just so simple. Some of them are long, and you're kind of like, wow, okay, what's gonna happen? And this feature can take 30 seconds, a minute even, and then you get paid nothing. Oh my gosh. You slot makers have to quit that shit. You have to quit it right away. I'm telling you, you piss a lot of players off. And I speak to a lot of people regarding slot machines. I do have a YouTube channel. I do meet people. I do talk to people. And even people who don't do slot videos. I speak to slot players. And I speak to a heck of a lot of them. And they seem to have the same concerns with features that don't do anything at all, that don't pay anything out. So that would have to be my single most important thing that upsets me with a slot machine. Number two, if you were to choose any other casino to play at other than the Cosmo, which one would it be and why? I think this is probably fairly easy as well. It's tough. Again, it depends on the circumstances. Where am I? Because you could say, if I'm in Vegas, fine. If I'm on Fremont Street, I'm going to pick a Fremont casino over one on the Strip. But we'll just say that I'm in Vegas. Someone's willing to drive me to a casino that's not the Cosmo. I'd have to say the Bellagio. Simply because of the variety of machines, it is, in my opinion, the biggest casino you're going to find on the Strip, or in Vegas for that matter. It's huge. It's really, really big. For first timers going to the Bellagio, it's not common that they get lost. I got lost in the Bellagio casino, and there's a lot of variety there. What I do like about it is the higher denomination machines, in addition to the penny slots. So you can find games that you really enjoy at 1 penny, and find them in 5-cent denominations, 10-cent denominations, so on and so forth. A little smoky in the Bellagio, but it's not that bad. It's so big that it kind of spreads out, and it's not too bad. The drinks can take a while to come around, but once you find a server, and if you're tipping, if you tip okay, they'll come back, quite often. But very friendly staff. The conservatory's right there. You got the Bellagio fountains. It's right in the middle of the Strip. It's an amazing location, and I always have a heck of a lot of fun when I'm at the Bellagio. So for me, if I'm not going to be playing at the Cosmopolitan, I will be playing at the Bellagio. Now on Fremont, I'd have to say the D. Just wanted to throw that in there. The D is probably my favorite casino on Fremont. So if you happen to look at my previous video called Top 5 Best and Worst Casinos in Vegas, the D will now replace the Golden Nugget and Binion's. So yeah, keep that in mind. Number 3, what was your biggest gambling mistake? So a mistake that I made whenever I was gambling. Very, very easy one as well. This happened at my former local casino, Casino New Brunswick. I used to go to this casino all the time. I don't anymore since I started visiting Vegas. But my biggest mistake was when, in 2012, when I first started playing slot machines, I was completely ignorant. I'd sit at machines and hit the max bet button without knowing how much I was betting, how the game worked. I was very, very ignorant. And my biggest mistake was sitting down at a 3-reel mechanical. It was a $25 denomination machine you could bet up to 4 credits on. So I just sat down, didn't even know it was a $25 denom. I just sat down and figured maybe $2-3 a spin. Hit the max bet button at $100 a spin and got nothing. And it's funny because I'm sitting there, I hit the button to spin, it spins, it lands nothing. I try to hit the spin again, it's not working. I'm like, what the hell is going on? And I sat back and I'm looking at the screen, I'm wondering if it's broke. Did something happen in the machine? Am I doing something wrong? And I keep trying to hit the spin button. I try to hit 1 credit rather than max. Nothing's happening. And then finally I look at the amount in the machine and I realize it says 0. And I got so salty after that I left. I even checked out of the hotel and left. I was so pissed off. I had a few $1,000s in my pocket I was willing to spend, but after that happened, I was completely pissed off. Did not have a good time when that happened, and I got the hell out of there. Obviously, I'm a lot smarter now, but like I said, whenever I first started playing these machines, I wasn't so smart, and I took some pretty stupid risks. From time to time, these stupid risks paid off, but stuff like that happened. So that is my biggest gambling mistake. From the same person, number 4, what was your biggest gambling success? So successes for me is not just going to be winning the biggest amount of money. It's going to be having the best time. I take all that into consideration. However, I am still going to say that my biggest gambling success is going to be one of the biggest hand pay jackpots ever. And this was at my former local casino. It was on The Walking Dead 2. I bet $3.75. I got a free spin bonus, not the jackpot bonus, just the regular free spin bonus. I think I got 8 free games, which is the lowest free game amount you can get. And then I re-triggered for another 8 games. And I lined up Merle's with a 25x multiplier. And for $3.75, I think I got right around $5,500 or $5,600 on that hit. And well, you'll see the picture here floating by. And that was probably my best or my biggest gambling success of all time. It was my biggest win and smallest bet amount. I did get a hand pay on Rawhide for $5,625, but that was on a $25 bet. So that would have to be my best one right there on Walking Dead 2. Number 5, what is your favorite activity while in Las Vegas? Um, I'm going to assume you meant apart from gambling, because gambling obviously going to be one of my best activities in Vegas. You know, we're not going to Las Vegas to look at the mountains. We're going there to gamble, and gamble I think is going to be my favorite activity in Vegas. But that aside, I'd have to say simply exploring. There's nothing more fun than just taking 2 hours out of your time and roaming the strip and finding these little hidden gems. And you'll just have a really great time meeting lots of new people, finding stores that you really like, and finding locations that you really enjoy. We did this on our last trip, and we found the flamingo habitat over at the Flamingo Casino and Hotel. We found the promenade at the Link and seen a lot of stores and restaurants there, and found a great little casino and pub called O'Shea's. Now, if we didn't allot that free time to explore, I don't think we would have found that because it wasn't in our itinerary. So for us, one of the funnest things you can do is just to go out and be a noob. Just go out and be a complete tourist. Go do stuff, go places you haven't been before. Stay in a safe area, of course. You don't want to venture too far, unless, of course, you know exactly where you're going. But go and explore. Go discover what Las Vegas has to offer. You might just run into these different little shops that are offering last-minute deals on certain things, and you can score great deals. For example, there's this little ticket place not far from CVS, right across from, it's a little bit past Paris. You have a bunch of little shops there, and there was a little ticket place there, and there was a girl that was yelling out, "We have tickets for Beatles Cirque du Soleil, $10." I looked over and I was like, $10 for the Love Show over at Mirage? This has got to be a mistake. I went over and I just verified. I'm like, "Are you serious? $10 for a ticket for Cirque du Soleil?" She's like, "Yeah, we got 4 left at $10." And there was me, my wife, my 2 children, and my mother. If there would have been one more ticket available for $10, I was going back to that show. Because at $50 for 5 people, even if you're way in the back or even close to the front, because the best seats for the Cirque du Soleil Love Beatles show are in the middle. Even all the way in the back are fantastic seats. And, without exploring, you are not going to find that sort of stuff out. So I would have to say that just exploring the city and the Strip, Fremont, is going to be my favorite activity apart from gambling. Now, number 6. Can you recall a time when you were not having fun in Las Vegas? If so, can you elaborate? That doesn't happen often, to say that you're not having fun in Las Vegas. Yes, there are times, of course. On our first trip, whenever I visited the El Cortez with my wife, from the moment we walked into that casino to the moment we walked out, it was like we weren't in Vegas anymore. It was a god-awful time. It was disgusting. When I got out of there, I felt like I needed to shower, and I felt like I needed to just relax, recoup. Wasn't having fun there at all. And on the last trip to Las Vegas, whenever we were taking those heavy losses at the Cosmo, that wasn't fun as well. And that does happen. I don't mind losing at 1 slot machine. I don't mind losing at 5 slot machines, as long as I'm being entertained for my money. But being eaten bet for bet is something that really, really bugs me. You can never expect to make money on a slot machine. We're all losers in the end. But I've always said that for $100, I better be entertained, because you could do a lot of stuff with $100 entertainment-wise in Vegas. Take my last question, for example. $10 tickets for Cirque, that's $50. That's half of a live play for me, right? And that's 2 hours of entertainment, or an hour and a half. And so when I put $100 in a slot machine and I see my bets going from 90 or 100, 95, 90, 85, 80, 82, 77, just all the way down to 0, that pisses me off. And that particular day at the Cosmo, which most of you people know, I had, Journey to Vegas video regarding those heavy losses that day. It was just like that the entire day. And like I said, if there would have been a couple bonuses in there or up and downs and then losing my money, some entertainment value, I wouldn't be so salty. But getting eaten like that just pisses me off. And I think there should be some sort of mandatory minimum amount of time on machine before a machine is allowed to eat you. But I know that opens up a whole new can of worms for regulations and how slot machines are made. So I'm not expecting it to happen. It's just more of a, oh, I wish something like that would be in place. And it's kind of wishful thinking on my part. You know, gambling is gambling, and you're going to lose most of the time. So, but yeah, there's my bad times in Vegas. Other than the gambling, we've never went to a location, like I said, apart from the El Cortez, where we didn't, you know, where we had a terrible time or a bad time. We're always happy. We're always enjoying ourselves in Las Vegas. Number 7, do you have any pets? I find it funny how I never mentioned that in any of my previous videos. We do. I have ETD, as most of you guys know, eustachian tube dysfunction. I have sinusitis causing rhinitis. I have tinnitus. I have Meniere's disease. Just a whole lot of problems with my ears and sinuses. I am highly, highly allergic to cats, fur of cats. So I stay away from cats. I'm also allergic to dogs. However, we have a dog here that we had rescued back in 2010, I believe. Yeah, it's 2010 because she's 7 years old now. She's a Boston Terrier. Her name is Molly. Like I said, she's 7 years old. Great little dog. She is blind. She wasn't always blind. She just recently got cataracts in her eyes. So she has these milky, really, really milky pupils. And when you have cataracts, that cloudiness blocks any light from getting to your optical nerve. And but she's still really good. She has a comfortable life, and she knows the house so well that she's able to get around. And she's a great little dog. She's very friendly. She loves people. She loves kids. She loves other dogs. It's too bad that she ended up getting cataracts. And you know, we've taken her to vets and tried to have it repaired, and it's at the point where they can't really do anything about it without, you know, causing some other type of damage. Like, there's a lot of risks involved, and there's no guarantees. The percentage of success was very, very low, as opposed to the risks, which were very, very high percentage. So we're just gonna let her live her life out. You know, she's still having a comfortable life, and I could never put a dog down, and she'll stay with us till the end of her days. Great little dog. We also have 2 goldfish, and it's in a real big, that's like a biodome. They're called a biodome. Great big circle dome with a air pump going up the middle, and 2 goldfish in there. All right, number 8, favorite pastime activity or activities. I think I kind of talked about this briefly in a previous video. I'm not sure if it was in my last Q&A or not. But maybe I'll just elaborate a little bit. So, favorite pastime activity or activities. I love spending time with my children, no matter what it is. Most of you guys know I'm a business owner. I dedicate anywhere from 40 to 70 hours a week working, making sure my business is being profitable, making sure my staff are taken care of, and, you know, just make sure that my store is running very efficiently. And this takes a lot of time, and anyone who owns a business knows what I'm talking about. It's time consuming, almost a 24-hour a day job, because you never stop worrying about it. But as far as activities, for what little time I do have left, YouTube, obviously this is a favorite pastime for me. It's very therapeutic, takes my mind off a lot of the stresses of life, and I do enjoy YouTube. As you can see here behind me, I do play guitar, not very often. I'm lucky if I get 20 minutes a day, and I don't play every day, because like I said, I'll try to dedicate time to my kids first. And when I'm with my kids, it's just the simple things. Taking them outside, letting them drive their bikes, taking them different places. I do love cars. I'm a car enthusiast. I love going to car shows. Me and my family travel to long distances to go to different car shows. We're actually thinking about going to Sturgis and checking that out this year. But we, you know, like, we've been everywhere between Toronto and Yarmouth, Nova Scotia for car shows. I do have 2 old muscle cars. I think most of you guys already know that. I'm an owner of a 1971 Chevelle, and that's not an SS, it's just the Chevelle Malibu. But it is a restored model car. It has a 396 engine in there. It's an automatic, black leather interior, beautiful car, vinyl top. And I also own a 1967 RSSS Camaro. That one also just got off of a fresh frame-off rotisserie restoration, 350. Again, an automatic. I know automatics are the best. I love standard. We do have a standard vehicle here that I love to drive. And this Camaro is very rare. It has a deluxe interior. Not many built in Canada in that condition. And there's right over $100,000 invested in the restoration of that car. That's kind of like my trailer queen. Not really a trailer queen. I do drive it. I just don't drive it as much as my Chevelle. So yeah, I do love muscle cars. I do love cars in general. Very, very big activity for me. Also, collecting. I'm a collector. I'm a pack rat. I have a storage room right next to this room with a whole lot of stuff in it that I've just collected over the years. Stuff like sport cards and stuff like that. Like I could just take a look up on my desk here and, you know, I got a sport card here. I don't really collect sport cards anymore. I used to a long time ago. I got out of that hobby long ago. It just wasn't for me anymore. But I do collect a lot of other stuff. Postcards. I love collecting postcards. Autograph photos that you see on the wall here. I do collect those from time to time as well. Now my wall is pretty well littered with them, and I guess for the first time ever, I'm going to let you guys come up and take a look at the walls here. Alright, so John Travolta, I've actually met this guy. I met him in Ottawa. That's signed by him. Blue Jays fan there, autographed by Josh Donaldson, the bringer of rain. Trailer Park Boys. No biggie here. These are my friends. I know these guys personally. You guys would have seen that in a previous video. I have pictures with them on their set and everything. I get invited to their set every year. This is signed by Ricky, or Rob. Signed by Mike here, JP, and Pat Roach, Randy. Leahy didn't want to sign that because he wasn't in the photo and he had a black marker. And I don't know, he just wasn't having it. Casino New Brunswick, my former local. Got an autograph hat here by Danny Coker's group. That'd be the Count 77. That's signed by all of them there. This was something I had personally done. This is my favorite Canadian actor, John Candy. And I had this custom framed myself. So I bought the autograph photo of John Candy, JSA authenticated. And yeah, just had that all made of my favorite John Candy movies. Canadian Bacon, Home Alone, Brewster's Millions, Planes, Trains, and Automobiles, Uncle Buck, Summer Rental, and Spaceballs. Continue over here. This is not a signed photo, but it is an original commercial ad for a 67 Camaro. When the Camaro was initially released by Chevrolet, this was made by my wife, and I have it here on my wall. As with this one here, I just put my little Camaro sign up there too. Another one here, the original print ad for the Camaro by Chevrolet, and these are very collectible. Again, Trailer Park Boys, as you can tell, guys, I really love this group of guys. They're really nice, very friendly. There's a picture of me and my wife with them right there. And yeah, it's autographed. This one's autographed by more than the other photo. Again, Mike Smith, Bubbles, JP Trombley here, Julian, Pat Roach as Randy, Rob Wells as Ricky, and John Dunsworth as Jim Leahy. Hockey fan, guys. I am Canadian. And, you know, we got the Battle of Cole Harbour here, Nathan McKinnon and Sidney Crosby autographed there. And this is a Frameworth piece. And we're just going to take a little walk up here. This is a car I used to own back in the day. And these are quite rare too. It's a AMC Javelin, 1972. I didn't keep this car long. It was just really hard to work on, hard to get parts. And I decided to get rid of it. Anyway, it's signed by, you know, Danny Coker's crew. And, you know, pretty neat there overall. And that's pretty well it for like the autograph stuff. I got autograph pictures throughout the house for the most part. And like my sons, they all have autograph pictures in their room, different people, different sports figures and stuff like that. And like I said, we do collect. And wow, I really rambled on there showing you guys that stuff. Anyway, it is a pastime of mine. And it's pretty cool that my kids can have stuff on their wall that they dig. You know, and they think it's pretty cool. So, all right, number 9. This is funny, really funny. It wasn't really a question. It was part of a comment that somebody wrote. I think it'd tackle it anyway. It says, "Why are you so damn nice?" I don't really think of myself as nice. I think of myself as polite. I like to treat people with respect. I like to treat somebody the same way I'd want to be treated. If that means I'm nice, well, I don't know. I really don't know how to tackle that. I'm Canadian. A lot of people think Canadians are nice, although I will tell you, I mean, no matter where you are, you're going to find good people and bad people. I was just raised to respect people. I was raised to stick up for myself, for people I love. I'll always say, don't mistake my kindness for weakness. Again, I'm very, very protective of everything I've worked hard for. I'm very protective of the people I love. But I also know that everybody deserves respect, whether you disagree with them or not. And that happens a lot, especially on YouTube. A lot of people post stuff on my videos that, they don't agree with something I've said or something I do, and I don't agree with something they've said or do. And just because you don't agree with them doesn't mean you should disrespect them. Even though you don't agree, you should still respect their opinion. And that's how I kind of live my life. I don't talk about people badly behind their backs. I find that a very rude thing to do, and it speaks more about you than it does the person that you're talking about. So I tend to stay away from that stuff. I'm not like that. If I have a beef with somebody, I'll always bring it up with them and try to solve it man to man, and do it that way, because in the end you'll get more respect like that. The person that you got a beef with would probably say, hey, I appreciate you kind of taking that up with me, instead of going off and possibly starting something too big for any of us to handle. And we all know that there's a lot of that in the world today. A lot of hate, a lot of propaganda and lies. There's a lot of lies out there, and I think I'd rather stay ignorant than get involved with any of that stuff. I worry about what I have to do, and I wake up every morning asking or telling myself how I'm going to be a better person today. I honestly do that. Sometimes I even write it down on a piece of paper, stuff that I'm going to do. What am I going to do today to be a better person than I was yesterday? And just from doing that one thing every morning makes you so positive. And I'll tell you, a lot of politeness, positivity goes a long way in other people's life. The people that are around you, they are very drawn to that positivity. So you just become a likable person. And I get this a lot on my channel. A lot of people who say, man, we'd be really great friends if we were, we lived closer, or I could really, have a good conversation with you, and we should chill sometime. I feel like I've known you a long time. I get that a lot. I get that a lot in person too. And I think it's just because people can see when they talk to me that I'm a very respectful person that has very strong moral values. And I don't know if that means I'm nice. I guess that means I'm nice. I don't know. Like I said, I will never disrespect anybody. Number 10, 32 minutes in. Holy shit. If you could travel to any other destination than Las Vegas, where would you go and why? Ooh, that's a toughie, man. Hey, this is a big world. A lot of people say small world. Heck no, it ain't small. Walk around it for fun. I'm a big World War II buff. I've researched many aspects of World War II, both the European theater and the Pacific theater. I am more drawn to the European theater of the whole war side. The conflict with America and Germany, the French and Germany, the Russians and Germany, Poland, probably the biggest country to take the biggest hit, with the exception of Germany. But Poland was trampled in World War II, obviously from Germany going in there, and it was not one of our higher points. You know what I mean? As a whole, globally speaking, there's a lot that we can learn from World War II. I'd love to visit Germany. I really would. Germany is definitely on my bucket list, as with Poland. Those two are probably going to be the next venture that me and my wife take at some point in the very near future. I'd love to visit Germany. I'd love to visit Poland. Lots of different places in Poland and Germany where where they had concentration camps. I feel like I need to pay my respects because there were so many people who were massacred and killed innocently in that war. I'd also love to visit parts of France, obviously northern France. Normandy would be a place for me that I'd love to visit. Apart from World War II, I'd love to visit Ireland. Would be a great place. Ireland for me is going to be my roots. A lot of people, that's funny, it's not a question that somebody asked me, but my heritage, I'd have to say, is going to be, I'm a quarter Irish, I am a quarter French, and Native American. So that means I am not really a First Nation, but I am part of the Métis tribe of Canada. So, and I didn't know that until recently, and it kind of blew me away. I always thought I was Irish and French, and no, I'm also part of the Métis as well. And so I'd love to visit places that, where my bloodlines are from, and Ireland is one of them. So maybe Dublin would be a great place, or Northern Ireland looks like a beautiful, beautiful place to visit, and definitely on my bucket list as well. And that would probably be it. I really have no desire to really visit anywhere else. Germany, Poland, France, Ireland, and and a heck of a lot more visits to Vegas. That's the way that's going to go. So there you go, guys. 10 questions in 35 minutes. Why do you guys let me do this? I just keep rambling on and rambling on. Anyway, if you have any other questions that you'd like me to answer in a future Q&A video, go ahead and post them down below. If they're not too personal, I usually don't have any problems answering any questions. They don't have to be Vegas related. They don't have to be gambling related. Go ahead and ask away. And like I said, even if you do ask a personal question, I'm not going to get mad. I'll just say, I don't feel comfortable answering that. Pick another question type of thing. So that's it, guys. 10 questions that I tackled again. And have some slot live plays put up there for you tonight to watch as well. Hopefully by the middle of next week, I'll have another Journey to Las Vegas video up there for you guys as well. So take care, be well, smile, stay positive, change somebody's life today. How's that, folks? All right? Have a good one.